Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we're taking our first look at Prairie Farm, Michigan by Taylor Farms. This map represents a 1/3 scale of the real-life location in Michigan with huge fields, really big fields, wide open terrain, and of course, the Michigan ditches await you on this map. And these things in FS25 are deep. I'm trying to get down to them. Look at that, as tall as I am. DjGoHam for scale, of course. There is one farm located on the map. However, you could buy a lot of the other areas, including a few smaller spots where you can build stuff on, like a nice square here, or wherever you see a red building, even at the top of the map, you could buy just that small plot of land, like this, for example. You could just buy that little plot of land, $13,000, and it allows you to use this building right here without having to buy the whole field. However, you must own the land before you can use those buildings. Down at the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the custom sugar beet piler factory. This is actually a mod, I think, already on the mod hub. It works exactly like it does on the mod hub on this map. It's also not a required mod and comes with the map. Not many mappers doing that anymore. This is pretty cool that they did this. As for the PDA itself, we've got 18 purchasable lands with an average acreage of about 50 acres per field. However, you can see other ones are much larger, like this one's 108 acres for $1.3 million, or even one of the ones that you own is 90. Getting you 1.095, basically $1.1 million. Also, it gets you a little more than 420,000 liters of wheat off of this one field. It's insane. There's also areas on the map that you cannot buy, like this area right here, for example. If we jump over to our farmland, you're not able to buy this. It's because we've got a couple things on this. We've got David himself, plus there are collectibles all over this area and some of the other ones. So there are a few spots that you're not able to buy. This is another one. Again, just happens to have Walter on there. If we go up towards the top of the map, you've got the animal dealer with the manure buy and sell point. You've got a slurry buy and sell point up there too. Katie's up there hanging out waiting for you, the animal dealer itself, and then an animal dealer like bell sell station. So most of those areas, actually all of those areas, you're unable to buy, including the beet piler down at the bottom left-hand corner. You're not able to buy that either, but that ensures that it works in multiplayer. Speaking of collectibles, there are a few things. Just looking at this, what do you think is the collectible? It is this. It's the sugar beet. Hey, there's a total of 10 of them, and we've got one right there. Also, around towards the back, I'm not going to show you where any more of them are, but we have a little Massey Ferguson 1155 little tractor. That's also a collectible too, which is super duper cool. So those are your two different types of collectibles on the map. We've also got some traffic. You may have seen it over there. Some traffic that is faster or slower than others. For example, this truck right here looks to be going a lot slower than the car behind it. Well, that car is going to pass. And it goes both ways. So it's not just trucks, or some of the cars are just a little bit slower than others anyway. This reminds me a lot of the area that I live in, because I get passed all the time because I go the speed limit like a good boy. Yeah, there is that, I guess, too. Ooh, I wonder if these two will ever catch up to each other. I think they're both going the same speed. Yeah, they're going the same speed, so we'll be all right. Every once in a while, you may get into a little bit of trouble with somebody passing, and then yeah, like that, and then there's somebody coming. Every once in a while, the traffic just stops. Crazy drivers. If logging is more your thing, this really isn't a logging map. It does offer some basic logging, but nothing like wild and crazy or advanced. It is kind of nice that in here, there's nothing on the ground, so it makes it easy. So if you've never done logging before, you can try it out. Some good money to be made in here for sure. And then you've got 4 logging areas. They're all the same. You've got one at the top left-hand corner of the map, which is purchased with farmland number 1. You've got one down here at the bottom left of field 18. This one is owned when you start a new farmer mode, so that's pretty cool. Over here with farmland number 17, we've got one just north of it right there. And then all the way up here with farmland 14, you get this logging area here. We're not going to take a look at all of them because they're Well, they're all the same. They're just different shapes. If you've been waiting for a map with alfalfa, well, here you go. We do have alfalfa on this map as well, so you can take the alfalfa, sell it, or you can take the alfalfa and then ted it and make alfalfa hay, and you can put that in your TMR. You can also give it to your cattle, you can give it to your horses, and you can give it to your sheep. So anywhere where you can use hay, the alfalfa hay will also work. There are 3 sell points and 3 production points on the map. However, you can add your own if you would like to. As we have shown off at the top left-hand corner, we do have a place to sell your bales, the animal dealer, and then down here at the bottom left-hand corner, we've got the Jera elevator. I reached out to Taylor Farms and said, is that supposed to say grain elevator? And they were like, nope. It's the Jera elevator. So there you go. You've got that. You've also got the farmer's market here, which you could sell a lot of stuff at the farmer's market. Then if we go over, we have a small sawmill, and then we have 2 sugar beet pilers. However, there's also a sugar beet piler in the production chain, so you can put down your own if you would like to. Speaking of said production chains, here you go. We've got a setup of your production chains. You can see with the sawmill, you get planks, plank saw, and wood beam, which is nice because we do have a logging area, so you can do a little bit of logging, and those sugar beet pilers. So this is a question that I get every once in a while. With the sugar beets going in and the tear dirt coming out, what's tear dirt? Well, tear dirt is the dirt that is pulled off of sugar beets and potatoes whenever you pull them out of the ground. In Farming Simulator, at least the way that it's been done with Taylor Farms, tear dirt really doesn't do anything, but the idea is that you want to put it back on the field. It's not going to give you any extra fertilization or any boost, nothing like that. But just like anything else, if you run over it with a cultivator, it's going to disappear. So it's kind of like a role play-esque type of thing, where you put the tear dirt back onto the field, dump it everywhere, wherever you want, and with your trailer, tipper trailer, and then just go over it with like a direct drill or a cultivator. It will disappear, but it's like, you know, putting the dirt back into the ground. It's a pretty neat way to do it, and it is done like that IRL as well. So now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's start with our tour. First things first, we're going to be showing off the shop. There's really not a lot to do with this. We've got 2 triggers and American flag, and it is a John Deere shop. So no going in, nothing like that. As we fall from the sky, we land right in front of where we work on the vehicles. Right there, around towards the right-hand side, near the front door. This is where you're going to buy your vehicles, and there is no going inside, so there's no interior to the shop at all. And then once we finally reach the very front, you've got your John Deere sign there. Looks like there's something on top as well. Wink, wink. Now, turning to our right, we get the main farm area, and this area is actually pretty well done, but the thing is, there's so much extra room, so you can add on to it too. You can delete the buildings that are here, and there's a lot more buildings that are included as part of this than just what you get on these farms, because the same buildings are used for Frankenmuth, Prairie, and Michigan farms. You get multiple buildings used across different areas. So now that you've seen us all the way up in the air, let's run over and take a look here. So this is our house. We do have a trigger around towards the front where we can sleep, and a trigger around towards the back side where we can change our clothes. There's no interior, however you can delete this if you want to, and it brings a pretty big penny as well, $245,000. So if you wanted to sell the house, you can. Also, as far as that I've been able to find, you cannot rebuy that house unless it's one from the base game that I just am not paying attention to, which could easily be the case. Oh yeah, it is part of the base game. See, shows you what I know. If we move over to our right-hand side, oh, I feel like an idiot right now. If we move over to our right-hand side, we get the workshop. We've got a really big door where you can fit combine harvesters and things like that, and a smaller door for smaller tractors, trucks, and ATVs and UTVs, things like that. We do get a trigger here, so anything that's in these spots you can work on. And not only that, here you can do everything. So everything you can do at the main shop, paint, you can work on the vehicle, you can repair it, and you can even sell it. So that's pretty cool. And we've also got a couple little bits and bobs inside to make it look like a real workshop. Now making our way out, we're going to start on the left-hand side because, and I just want to show you this from above. Yikes. That's a lot of stuff. And that's all in that building right there. So this barn shed right here, we're going to open up the 3 doors. These are all drive-through, so perfect for something like this, Grimmy Pterodos. Or maybe semi-truck, something like that. Maybe you've got a seating unit that you use quite a bit. Well, you can utilize that too, and you're good to go. As far as I can tell, there's no way to get up to the top, although there's nothing up here. So you could easily get up here if you wanted to. Gotta love that player action camera. Now let's scoot between these buildings and take a look at this one. And holy cow, this is where all the equipment is. Just open these huge doors here to the side. It's not even the biggest barn that we have for the map either. So you've got a semi-truck in here with Super B trailers. You've also got 2 Case Magnums, a 400 and a 340. You got your Hardy sprayers over here. You've got a Kubota over there, Kubota right here. 2 quad tracks, not 1 but 2, and a John Deere 185. Not only that, but you got your spreader and 2 7150s here as well. Of course, we get headers for both. You've got corn heads and green heads for both. You've got a truck here with a, what was that, the Thunder Creek? Yeah, the Thunder Creek, so you can put your fuel in there, whatever you want, and all kinds more stuff. Seeder, planter, 2 Summers discs, even though I believe both of these are direct drill. There's so much in here, so much going on. Let me jump. I hate jumping in Farm Sim 25. There's so much going on here, and it's done so well. I don't know how they got it all in here to begin with, but it happened. Also, there is one thing I'm curious about. So this comes with a rock breaker, right? And we've got rocks kind of spread out all around here and there. So we've got these rocks over here. There's a couple more on another farm area across. And I'm just curious, can we break these? It's actually my second time recording this video. The first time I recorded with the chipmunk voice. So I don't know if this is going to work or not because I actually didn't do this first time around. Oh, I think it's working. Please? Ooh, it might take a little while. Huh. More pressure. More pressure! And it worked. Hey, all right. So, does it work? Absolutely. So if you don't want these here, you can break them up. But they do take a hot minute, so be ready. That's very cool. I like that. So now that is everything for our main farm area. So now let's kind of drive down through here. We're going to go south towards our sell points. And we've got a couple house areas here. Again, these are spots that you cannot buy, but you do have a few little things. Also makes it feel alive, which is great, and I love that. You got the canoe back here, probably going through the ditches. Oh, of course it would be at David's house. Get out of here, creepy Dave. Let's go on to the right-hand side for the Jara Green Elevator. Gara? I'm never going to say it right. This is a grain sale point, so simply sell your grain here and you're good. When we're done, we come around towards the back side and we've got another area here where we can go in and out. We do have a weigh station, so if weighing yourself is important, I weigh 0 pounds, of course, because I'm so fit, but if maybe you're not, you need to weigh it. Here are 2 cells, if I remember correctly, so we've got 1 cell here for that, and I think there's another one on the other side. Yes. So here you go, you've got that as well. So double spots to sell stuff, that's great news. Your sawmill, of course, through here, probably looks very familiar to you. And if we swing around, we've got the beet pilers. So you've got your spot right here for dumping. You've got your trigger here. It's gonna say buy or lease. I have a leasing mod, so just ignore that. That's not gonna be part of the game. And then you've got your spot here where you get your sugar beets, I believe, and the tear dirt. One of the two, maybe the sugar beets go over there. I haven't used this yet. Nonetheless, it works just like the mod does. So we've got that, and that's everything for down here at the bottom of the map. The next thing is really going to be that red barn in the distance, which is going to be part of Farmland 21. I'm not sure if you recognize this or not as well, but this is the map that I used whenever I was doing the Colossus Harvesters pack preview. I actually used this field that we're running through right now. So this is another spot. As you can see, I do not have the ability to open this door. No door trigger pops up. What I gotta do is buy the land that it's on. So for 13,000, this is mine now. And I can also sell this for 35 and then plow it up. So you do make money if you do this. Now we go up, we hit it, and we get a new trigger to open her up. This is a complete straight drive-through shed. So one door at the front, one door at the side, and that is it. Nothing too wild and crazy. Is this called a pole barn? Not quite sure. It's a shed in the game. Then we're going to take a trip this way. I haven't seen any cars on this road, so this may be one of those spots where there are no cars. One other thing to possibly note is the ditches. These guys, the ditches can be, well, let me show you. If you're not a fan of the ditches for whatever reason, all you got to do, go into your sculpting and go to ground flattening, and you can just flatten out the area above the ditch, and then therefore, no more ditch. Simple. And this is what it looks like from above, and here's your DjGoHam first-person view. So on to the extra areas here. So, Grandpa's right here. His farm cannot be purchased, but we do have some areas around. Anyway, do love the house here. I think it looks great. And then we've got another area here, which we can purchase for Farmland 22. As far as I know, this is the smallest area on the map. Let's go and buy that for $3,000. How much does this shed sell for? 65 grand. All right, well, there you go. You can make some easy cash if you just want to do that. Sell the building and then sell the land back, and boom, you're done. So this has some spots in here for pallets, big bags, things like that. And then we've got another door here off to the side, which goes straight into the cornfield. Yay! Great hide and seek through there. It's a really cool building. This might be my favorite building just from the way it looks. I don't know. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's just right. And that's kind of everything on the bottom half of the map. You've now seen it all. So we're going to go straight north because that is the next thing to look at. And that's going to be our other and final farm area. This could also be a main farm because it has all of the telltales of a main farm instead of a house, though. So there is no house up here. Simply put one down and you'd be just fine. This is Farmland 23. It's going to cost you 22 grand, which is really cheap, all things considered. It's very, very cheap. When we come in here, we do have our workshop, which is great to see. We do have that big pole barn right here, the complete straight drive-through, just like we've got right beside the main farm. And just like we have on the main farm, we've got this barn, but unfortunately there is no equipment inside, so you're not going to be getting any of that. But this is how big it is when there's no equipment in it. If you were playing multiplayer or something like that, this is definitely the farm that I would buy for farm number 2. I would put my house up here, probably right there, or maybe, I don't know, put a sleep trigger somewhere. Ooh, am I getting fancy over here with the with the road? All right, so that is that. Now we gotta go due west, and this is going to bring us over to the animal dealer. Now this is going to look real similar to the one that we've got on Riverbend Springs because, well, basically it is. I think the layout's been changed just a bit. Of course I fell into the ditch down here. Let's get out of that. It's going to look a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. One of the nice things I like is it doesn't have all of the decorations and stuff around, so you can actually like park some vehicles under here and it not be weird. You've got your little baby piggy area right over here where we can buy our animals, all of them. You got your bale cell right here, which is very cool. I do like this. So now you've got this area here where you could just pull stuff under there. If you wanted to leave your trailers up here, something like that, you could easily do that. Don't know why you would, but you can if you want to. We've got help if we need it. We cannot go in, just like the base game one. Got some cows over here hanging out. What up, cow? And then the horses over here, as well as the sheep. Here's your, as far as I could tell, a buy and sell point for slurry. And a similar thing over here for manure. So there's that, which is very, very cool. And then, well, I say buy and sell. I think this is where you sell it. Maybe you can buy it there too, I'm not sure. Actually, there's an easy way to find this out, isn't there? Let's go in here, let's go to prices. Let's go down here. What comes first? Manure or slurry? M for manure. Here we go. All right, so manure point, you can buy and sell. All right, I'm assuming the same thing for slurry as well. Let's find our slurry. Click. Buy and sell. All right, cool beans. And with that, that brings us right around to the other side once more. Now, one thing I will say is this area that I'm in currently, I don't believe can be entered because there just is no way to get in here. You also can't buy this, but you can, click on it here. But you can't buy this land, so there's no way to get in there. Kind of a neat little way. Oh, no, you can get in. You just got to sneak in there. Don't tell anybody that's broken, yeah? All right. Lastly, we've got one more little spot. If we fly on down through here, we've got one more house to take a look at. It's going to be on our right-hand side. Well, bam! Right here. And who do we get to talk to here? I never remember their names. Ben. Of course it's Ben. I knew it was Ben. Ben, you got a tractor behind you, man. I'm going to go and collect that real quick. Thank you. You weren't using that, right? All right, good. You got your nice house right here looking good. This looks very similar to the one where Grandpa lives in. So that is that. And then over here, we've got a shed. I'm not going to go through there and see if there's anything else, but that is every single building on the map. That is all of the points, all of the spots that you need to hit. It's all of them. Yay! And now we're back at the main farm once more. So now we go in and have a little bit of fun with this. So first things first, here's a list of all of the equipment. If you guys want to check any of that out, down at the bottom left-hand side, you can see every piece of equipment that we get in New Farmer mode. And now I'm going to delete it all. Now that everything is sold, I want to show you how everything looks on the farm with no buildings. And I also want to show you what some of the buildings look like when I say everything that comes with the map. Before we do that, real fast, I just wanted to show you this. I just bought this. I don't know, it's a used Agco white. We come around here, and I just want to show you that we can repair, repaint, customize, and sell. This is very cool, super awesome. So we can repaint, which is not something we can normally do. Repair is something we can normally do. Customize, of course, and even sell. So there you go. That's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. So let's come over here. Let's kind of get out of the way. And we're going to do all this in one take. So here are all of the buildings that can be sold. All of them. And now that I know that the house is part of the base game, like an idiot, my bad. Well, there you go. You can delete all that. Even if you wanted to delete this building over here. It's not causing any troubles, but you could do that if you wanted to. Just like the little shed right here that we bought. And just north of that, this farm here. Yes, you can delete all of the buildings. So, as long as you own the land, you can delete the buildings, but you have to own the land to even use said buildings. Speaking of said buildings, what do we get? Well, if we jump into sheds, and I go down, I do have a couple mods installed, so you may see a few of those as well. But we could see these. Now, unfortunately, there are no customization options for these. So you're not going to be putting anything on the roof or anything like that. But we do have the 72 by 150 machine shed for $35,000. For $65,000, we have the workshop right here. That's pretty cool. For $45,000, we have the 3-bay barn. Love that one as well. And we've got, for $65,000, the machine shed. Now, not on the map is this. This is actually on Michigan Farms. So that's where you're going to find this. We'll show that off in another video because I will be showing that video or that map off too. And then that's $45,000. And then for $75,000, you've got another machine shed. This is the big one that's on this farm, which is like right here. So there's that. But as you can see, with something like this, you could easily put it over here. I mean, you could fit like, what, 6 of these, 7 of these on here, plus a house and other buildings too. So you've got a lot of space, a lot of open room to do whatever you want. You will need to delete the trees depending on where you decide to put stuff, but Well, that's easy to do. Also wanted to remind you of the Beat Piler as well. This is on here. It's only $15,000, so very, very cheap. And there you go. That is everything that you need to know about Prairie Farm, Michigan before its release for all platforms. I do want to thank Taylor Farms for sending this over to show you guys ahead of that. So cool. This is my first video with Taylor Farms, so big shouty-outy to them and big thank you to them. If you want to check out any of the other projects that they're working on, any mods, maps, etc., I will leave a link to their fan page down below for you to check out. And as always, tell them DJ sent you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did, get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.